I left North Coast because in my mind I felt that I want to go to the top, then I want to be within the elite clubs of the world. I wanted to pursue a 1% life. I felt that I was definitely capable of doing it, and I had left North Coast to do that. And the route I went, I could tell you, I pissed off a lot of people. But at the same time, people don't never call me and ask me. They just want to talk shit and assume this, assume that, and stories come out. And, you know, there's so many lies and stories about my past. And I'll elaborate on one story that I'll show you how fucked up people are. But I wanted to be in the elite of clubs, you know, worldwide, not just a little small town club. I wanted to expand. I wanted to be, if you're going to do something, you want to do it all the way, you know. And that was my mindset. And nothing against North Coast. I just wanted to take that next step and move forward. So I did. The Lost Soldiers was created because, you know, when you want to be just because you, like I said, just because you reach out to somebody, it doesn't work that way. I mean, it's a long, there's a certain path that you got to take and things you got to do and get a lot of okays and a lot of different things. It's a process to to start up a charter. And the Lost Soldiers was mainly because there were some good guys that I know that had left clubs for different reasons. And in case I was to we weren't able to do, I was thinking like, well, I'm going to create this club and still pursue the type of journey I wanted to. And by starting it up and getting it going, I knew that was going to be there. You know, we weren't a sport club at first. We weren't, you know, we were nobody. We were a club that we put together that, yeah, a lot of people were pissed off. But at the same time, you know, when you get people to try to tell you you can't do something or no, it just makes it even worse for how much I want to do it. And especially when you're still on the same side of the damn fence from the other team, but people have a problem with it. And it's like, you know what, that's fine, whatever, have the problem. I've never ran from a problem. I've always been stand up, I'll look you dead in your face, you know, like call me, ask me questions, I'll tell you, I have nothing to hide. I never had anything to hide. I didn't hide doing that club. Well, it was a good group of guys. Some of them kind of started getting into different things, and it kind of became, I ain't gonna lie, a little bit of a shit show. And then me and another guy, we held it down, and we were pursuing as well. Finally, after the short couple months I was doing the Lost Soldier thing, the real opportunity came about, and I went. Lost Soldiers, everybody had the opportunity. Half of them, I would say, or maybe a little more half, they stayed Lost Soldiers. A few of us, we went to go pursue and start the first charter in Ohio and expand and grow from there. Yeah, it was, I can't remember, I would say 2019, maybe 2020. I don't know. I don't remember. Yeah, there was a guy in a support club that him and some of the guys in his support club, they had wanted to try to start their journey as becoming a charter, turn into a charter, and it was denied. It was denied by higher ups, and they said that there'll never be a charter in Ohio. We won't allow it. And well, that was their story, you know. My story was, I'm going to try. That's where I wanted to be. You know, nothing against higher ups, but I didn't want to be in any other 1% club in this state, except for I wanted to do mainly because this is a dominant worldwide club, as well as they are big 1% club, as well as it doesn't matter what race you are. Doesn't matter the color of your skin. It doesn't matter your background on that aspect. It doesn't matter what your birth certificate says. And I love that because, you know, to me, a good person is a good person. My best friend is one of the most solid people in the world that has saved my wife's life. And I can tell you right now that I know a lot of people running around wearing patches that would never do that. And he's black. As well as the other thing, too, is besides the race thing, is I had been around before, so, and I like how they operated and how they do things. Compared to other 1% clubs. Granted, you know, it's not a hidden secret. The are very connected to, you know what I mean? That it is what it is. But at the end of the day, and people forget that. You know, one thing that irks my nerve is you know, how people get the confusion of it all. And if you know anything about the MC world and a level of clubs like that, nobody's going to tell you nothing, let alone club business is club business with your club. It's nobody else's business. I'm not going to speak on this club's not going to speak on my club. Everybody's going to, that's their business. It was a little different, but the advantage of doing it, there was already a lot of knowledge there with the guys that I was doing it with. Some had fell off, obviously, and you have that. You know, maybe they weren't quite cut out for it, but I believe we had some good knowledge there. Prospecting was prospecting, you know. I mean, you did learn from who we were prospecting under and stuff, and you learned a lot, and you did what prospects do, you know. At the same time, the whole point is to, when you're entering this 1% world, is if you want to learn, you have to learn from somebody that's in it, doing it, and knows it. So it was a big learning lesson on top of knowledge that I had already had. But yeah, man, I mean, you got to do what you got to do to get what you want. It wasn't like, oh, they treated us like shit or this and that. It was 100% way more serious, as in a real world of what's happening and going on in the 1% world. You know, that, like, you know, what, I don't care if this guy can do 100 push-ups. That's not what I'm looking for. I want a guy that uses his fucking head and understands what's going on and what can happen, what will happen, what does happen, what's already happened. That's what I need to know.